Hey guys, so today I decided to help to teach you guys about scene study, and the first thing we're going to learn about the scene study is how to connect with your character. This is a huge one because a lot of people sometimes don't know where to start. So when I say connecting with your character, I'm talking about the first read. Now, due to copyright, I obviously have to have my own script because I can't use somebody else's legally. So, I have an old script here that I wrote a long time ago when I had to do, when I had to actually go to acting school. They asked us to write our own script first so they could do it before and after as to what we learned. So, now I have the script in my hand and I'm just going to go over it with you really quickly. So, it's called The Interview. It's about a young man who was abused by his father, sexually abused, emotionally abused, and physically abused by his father. Was able to leave home. He had a chance to get away from his house, and upon leaving home, because the only thing he was used to doing was selling his body for money. So this young man decides to go and work on the street, and this is how it goes up. So his character's name is Mark, and the other character's name is Fran. She's a health nurse, and this scene is Fran coming to visit with Mark to talk to him about how he became an escort, basically. So it starts off with Mark. So I'm just going to read it as if I'm reading. So, Mark, you're the health nurse for the interview. Fran, yes, my name's Fran. I'm from the Community Health Board. Mark, come in. You can have a seat over there. Mark leaves the shot and goes to grab a bottle of vodka and returns to Fran. Care for Fran, no, I'm still working. Mark, I'm supposed to just start with my story? Fran, let me get out the notepad. Yes, you can start now. Mark, at 8 years old, my dad started hiding our secret visits from the rest of the family. My dad was strong, he threatened well. Ended up stealing his wallet. That's when I started. I thought it was happening for free, why not get paid for it? Fran, were you afraid of what your actions might bring? Mark, I remember my first trick in an alley behind a dumpster. Gave the service, made enough for dinner, a hostel. Life was grand. Then it happened. I met a friend. Worked for him for 3 years. Friend is noticing something in the distance, and her attention is taken away. Mark, are you listening to me? Because it looks like you'd rather be somewhere else, and if that's the case, there's the door. Fran, I'm sorry, Mark, well, pay attention. You're starting to remind me of my parents. Fran, what made you finally decide to leave? He infected me. Fran, with what did he infect you? Mark, with what? What do you think? Fran, HIV? Mark, yes, HIV. Fran, do your friends or family know? Mark, no. No one knows. And I plan on keeping it that way. Fran, do you still work? End scene. Okay, so that would be considered a first read. Now, connecting with your character. So, the best way to start to connect with your character is to start to look at it from the character's point of view. What do I have in common with my character? Commonalities as an actor. So, we're both male. We're young. Disagreements with parents. Felt like running away at times. Sometimes what we can do too is we can go through and think to ourselves, do we know anybody who is similar to Mark? So if I'm playing Mark, I can ask myself, do I have any friends that were abused? If it's the case, if the case is yes, can I put myself back into there? Can I remember my friend's abuse? So, some of us don't have a lot of life experience as actors. Okay, so one thing you want to try to call upon is your own life experience. One thing you can do too is you want to reread your script and always go through the parts that is your character. So you want to go through your character lines. So now we go through our character lines. So one thing you would do is you want to go into neutral. So you want to give yourself a little moment. You want to deep breathe all the way to your solar plexus. So you want to breathe through your third solar plex. Which is located by your abdomen. Your abdomen. So you want to deep breathe as you reread your lines.